Welcome, creative adventurers. I'm Debbie Cohn with D-Cohn Designs. Thank you for stopping by today. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to thread my sewing machine, which is the Brother PQ1500SL machine. I love it and use it every day when I sew and quilt. I'm going to show you how to thread the machine, how to wind the bobbin, how to insert the bobbin, and how to insert the needle. Stay tuned until the end for a bonus tip as well. So let's get started. Okay, to thread the Brother PQ1500SL, all you need to do is put your thread, your cone of thread, on the spindle in the back. Loop the thread through the holder up here. You want it to take the pressure off of the thread and the weight off the thread as it goes through the machine. The next thing you want to do is you want to put it through these loops here. Now, the manufacturer recommends to go through all three, but like other people, I have found that if I just put it through the two end ones, that's sufficient. You'll have to play with it to see what is best for your version of the machine. The next thing you want to do is you're going to put the thread through this bar here, this silver bar, 3 different times. I like to think of it as listening for the plink as it goes through the bar. The first time it drops from here down through the bar like this. Then it goes wrapping around, slowly wrapping around right here, not catching under that yet, around this way, and then you bring it up and back like that to catch the spring right there. Once it catches the spring, you bring it down under the silver loop right here, up again the second time, plink, through the silver bar. Then you go through the upper needle, make sure it's up all the way. So insert it through the upper part up here, and then one more time down through the silver bar, plink. Then you're almost done. You go down here, loop it behind this, and then you're ready to thread it through the needle. A couple of tips when threading the needle: make sure that your needle is all the way up. Put your presser foot down to give you room. You probably want to wet your thread, and if you haven't snipped off the edge, be sure to snip off the edge. Move that out of the way. And you may want to wet your thread. It just smooths down all the tiny hairs of the thread as you prepare to put it through the needle. On the Brother machine, it goes from left to right, and the hole is on the side of the needle. A couple of tips I have are to hold the thread perpendicular to the needle. The needle goes like this, and make sure as you try to insert the thread through the hole that it is perpendicular, not up or down, because the thread needs to go directly through the needle. That'll make it go through quickly and easily. One more tip is to use thread that is thinner but still the same weight. For example, I use Aurifil 50 weight thread. The thread itself is actually thinner, although it is the same weight as other types of thread. Especially if you typically use your big box store brand thread, you might want to consider switching to a higher quality thread. The thread is a little thinner and it will make it easier to thread your machine. So now I've got it inserted through. All I need to do now is lift up my presser foot and put it through the notch in the presser foot. This is my 1/4 inch foot right here, and pull it to the back like that. And the machine is threaded. To insert the bobbin, you'll need your bobbin, your filled bobbin, and your bobbin case like this. If you have your table on, you'll lift up this part of the table like that, lift up the bobbin case area like that, pull down the other portion right there, and insert, and inside here, you'll see where the bobbin fits. This is not a drop-in bobbin, it is a side load bobbin. So what you'll do is you'll take your filled bobbin, drop it in the case like this. Then you're going to look and see where the thread is. What you want to do is for the thread to go around the bobbin case until it gets to the slot right there. It goes up the slot and then alongside the little part that holds it in. You want to get the thread into the notch right there. So it should look like this. It should look like this when the bobbin case is threaded properly. Okay, now to insert it, the easiest way is turn it so this lever here is pointing toward you like this. It's a little harder if you're right-handed like me. If you're left-handed, it'll probably be easy. You're going to hold the lever open with one thumb, keep it pointing toward you. Then you're going to insert it into the bobbin case, and it needs to fit into the slot, and you'll rotate it and it'll click into place. It'll drop in, and then you let go like that. After you slip the bobbin case into the slot, make sure it's seated well all the way in. Close up the access points and then pull on the top thread back out of the way. Rotate the knob on the machine toward you so the needle drops. The needle will pick up the bobbin thread. Rotate it all the way back up so the machine needle is up at its highest point. And then you can use a scissors or a screwdriver or something to push the thread back like that. And there you have it, your bobbin thread. Now, one note about the Brother is that you actually don't have to do this last part where you push the thread back. You can, but you don't have to. One great thing about the Brother machine is it will actually thread it up through the throat plate of the machine for you as you begin to sew. But I'm showing the old-fashioned way just in case you're having concerns or troubles with it. So now your machine is ready to sew. Okay, to insert your needle into your Brother machine, you'll need one of the screwdrivers. I use the little one. You'll need your needle of choice, and then I recommend using some sort of needle inserter. This is a Dritz brand you can get at your local big box store or local quilt shop. It is also available on Amazon. I'll have links to this and other tools in the video description for this video. All right, so you'll want to take your needle, and for the Brother machine, the most important point is that the flat side of the needle goes facing toward the main part of the machine, so toward the center of the machine. You'll want to drop your presser foot like that. Then I take the needle inserter, I insert it into the hole on the end of the needle inserter tool. I rotate it so the flat part of the needle is facing toward the center, this section, center of the machine. And then I slide it up into the area where the needle goes. You'll know when it's inserted all the way when your needle inserter is almost touching but not quite touching the shank of the machine. And this really helps hold it steady. What you can do is then switch this to the other side. If you're if you're right-handed, you can switch this to the other side like this. So I'm holding with my left hand. I take my screwdriver. Once it's in place, I tighten the screw. So the needle inserter tool acts as another hand. And there you go. It's all ready to sew. To wind your bobbin, you'll need a bobbin, of course. For the Brother machine, you'll need the metal bobbin. And, of course, your thread. You'll want to notice that the bobbins have a slot. I'm going to be feeding the thread through that slot in just a moment. So the first thing you want to do is bring your thread around. Up here helps with winding the bobbin. You put it underneath and then on top of the little screw and wind it back on top. And you can see the diagram right on top of the machine in case you forget. You bring it over here to the winder. Now's when you're going to thread it through the slot like that. Put it down on the bobbin winder. And then you're going to rotate the bobbin so it's seated. It slips into a notch. You got to make sure it's in the notch. And then you push this lever forward, and that holds the bobbin in place while it winds. Then I hold this thread up out of the way so it doesn't get tangled on the bobbin. Then I press on my presser foot and begin winding. I give it a couple turns, then I snip it off like that and finish winding. And it stops automatically. You just move the lever back, take your scissors and trim it off, and there you have it, a full bobbin. Here's a quick bonus tip for you. I found that sometimes the Brother machine does not sit flush with its adjoining table. So what I do is I take a piece of masking tape. You could use regular painter's tape, masking tape, or the Scotch Expressions tape, which I have used, which is a little bit more low tack, but any of the three tapes will work, and lay it across the gap between the table and the bed of the machine. That way your fabric will slide quickly and easily both across this way and going this way through the machine. I hope that helps. If you like this video and you would like more tips, tricks, strategies, and quilting adventures, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and tell a friend. That's the best way you can support my channel. I do have links in the video description for any of the tools that I've shared today, as well as many other of my favorite quilting and sewing tools. I'll see you soon with another quilting adventure.